A life of meaning. I am an old man now. My hair is gray and my face has many lines, but I remember my teenage years very well. I often think about those days. I remember one morning when I was 15 years old. The sun was warm and the sky was very blue. I walked to a quiet place near my house. It was a small green hill with soft grass. I like to sit there alone and think for hours. The wind was slow and birds sang in the tall trees. I felt calm and happy on that quiet little hill. That day I sat and looked at the big blue sky. I started thinking about life and many deep things. I asked myself, why am I here in this world? I was still young, but I wanted to understand more. At home, no one talked about this kind of thing. We only talked about food, school, or simple daily work. But I want to think about more than just normal life. I looked around and listened to the sound of the wind. I saw a bird flying high across the sky. It looked free and full of joy. I thought, does the bird know why it flies every day? I smiled a little, but the question stayed in my mind. I felt like I was searching for something big, something important, but I didn't know what it was yet. I did not speak to anyone about the thoughts I had. I was afraid they would not understand me at all. I thought they might laugh or say I was strange. I still went to school and did my normal work. I helped my family with small jobs every day, but this question was always there with me every hour. At night, I looked at the stars in the dark sky. They were far away, but very bright and peaceful. I felt small, but not in a bad way at all. I felt like I was part of something big and special. I didn't have the answers yet, but I believed I would. I believed there was a reason I was born into this life. Sometimes I watch people in my village. Some were kind teachers, some were strong farmers, and some helped others. They all had something to do each day. I thought maybe they also asked this question once. Maybe they found the answer with time. I wanted to find my answer too. I started to think about what I love doing. I like to draw, I like to help others, and I like to sit alone and think. These small things made me feel alive inside. I thought maybe my answer was hiding in these things. Maybe doing what I love was the first small step. I told myself, hey, one day I will know why I am here. I did not feel lost anymore. I still had many questions in my heart, but I was not afraid of them. Now I knew it was okay to not know everything. I just had to keep walking one small step at a time with hope. The next year of my life was not easy at all. I finished school and tried to find something to do. I did not know what job was right for me. I tried working in a shop, but I did not enjoy it. I tried working on a farm, but it did not feel right either. Every day, I asked myself the same question. What am I here to do? I wanted to feel useful. I wanted to feel happy with what I did. One day I saw an old man sitting by the road. He looked tired, so I brought him some water. He smiled at me and said, "Thank you, son. You have a kind heart." His words stayed in my mind all day. I did not do anything big, but it felt important. I helped someone and it felt good. That small moment made me think more deeply. Maybe helping others was part of my reason. I started doing small things for people in my village. I carried food for old women. I helped children cross the street. I fixed broken things for my neighbors. They always smiled and thanked me. I began to feel something strong inside me. I felt needed and I felt useful. These are small things, but they brought big feelings. I started to feel closer to my purpose, but still I was unsure. I thought maybe a real purpose should be something big. I thought it had to be something special or famous. I looked at people on TV and in books. They were doctors, artists, or leaders. I was not like them. I did not know much. I was just a simple young man. I asked myself, can someone like me have a big purpose too? The question stayed with me. One evening, I sat again on the same hill from before. The sky was orange and the sun was going down. I closed my eyes and listened to the wind. I remembered everything I had done that year. I remember the people I helped. I remember the old man's kind words. I felt peace in my heart. Maybe a purpose was not one big thing. Maybe it was many small things done with love. From that day, I stopped looking for big answers. I started to live with care and kindness each day. I helped people when I could. I listened when someone needed to talk. I smiled at strangers on the street. These things were not hard to do, but they made life better for others and also for me. That felt like something important. That felt like a reason to live. One day a little boy came to me. He said, "Someone to be like you when I grow up." I did not know what to say. I just smiled and said thank you. After he left, I sat down and thought. I never tried to be special, but someone saw something good in me. Maybe that was the answer I was looking for. Maybe that was my purpose, to be a light for others. In the end, I learned something simple and true. We do not all need to do big things to matter. Sometimes the small things we do with love are the most important. Every person has a reason to be here. Every life has meaning, and sometimes we find that meaning not in one big moment, but in the quiet, kind steps we take each day. As more time passed, I started to see life in a new way. I stopped comparing myself to others. I stopped thinking I was not enough. I began to feel stronger inside. I told myself why your life matters, even if no one sees it. This gave me hope every morning. I started each day with a smile and a plan to do good. Even on quiet days, I try to help at least one person. That became my goal. I helped my neighbor fix her broken chair. I carried food for an old man who could not walk well. I listened to my friend when he was sad. These things may sound small, but they meant a lot. I saw the way people smiled after I helped them. I felt warm inside. I felt useful. I felt like I was walking the right path. That feeling became my guide. One day, a woman in my village lost her husband. She was very sad and cried every day. People tried to help, but she felt alone. I went to her house and sat with her. I didn't say much, I just listened. I brought her food and helped clean her yard. After some days, she smiled at me. She said thank you for not leaving me alone. I will never forget those words. That moment showed me something important. Sometimes we don't need to speak much. We don't need to fix everything. We just need to be there for someone to sit with them, to listen, to care. That is also love. That is also purpose. I began to understand that purpose is not only doing things. Sometimes it is just being there, just showing someone they're not alone. I remembered how I once sat on the hill with big questions in my mind. I remembered how lost I felt back then. Now I felt sure of myself. I was still the same person, but something inside me had changed. I felt fuller. I felt more alive. The world around me did not change, but my heart did. I was growing step by step. I still made mistakes. I still had bad days. Sometimes I felt tired or confused, but I did not stop. I kept moving forward. I kept helping, loving, and learning. Every person I helped gave me something too. They gave me smiles, stories, and love. They helped me grow into the man I wanted to be. We were all part of something together. Sometimes at night, I sat outside and looked at the stars. I thought about all the people in the world, so many lives, so many stories. I felt small again, but I also felt strong. I thought, even if I am just one person, I can still bring light. That light does not have to be big. Big. Even a small light can help someone see in the dark. Now I know that every person is here for a reason. No life is too small. No story is unimportant. We are all pieces of a bigger puzzle. And when we do good, when we love, when we care, we shine. We help others find their way, and in doing so, we find our own. Time moved on, and I kept living in the same small village. Life was not always easy, but I felt more ready for each day. I woke up early, helped my family, and looked for ways to help others. Some days were quiet and nothing big happened, but even on those days I smiled at people, held doors open, or picked up trash. I believe that even small good things could make a big difference in the world. One afternoon, I saw a boy sitting alone near the school. He looked sad and lost. I sat next to him and asked if he was okay. He said nothing at first, so I just stayed with him. After a while, he told me he was afraid of going home. His parents were angry, and he felt like no one cared. I listened to him and told him he was not alone. I gave him hope with just simple words. Later, I walked the boy home and talked to his parents. They were surprised, but thankful. They said they didn't know how he felt. After that, things began to change in their home. The boy smiled more, and he even waved at me every day. I didn't do much, but it helped. That showed me again how small actions can change someone's life. We never know who needs us. Even for just a moment, there was also a time when I needed help. I got sick for many days and had to stay in bed. I felt weak and a little scared, but then something beautiful happened. The people I once helped came to me. They brought food, sat with me, and said kind words. One woman said, "Now it's our turn to help you." I smiled with tears in my eyes. I saw how love comes back when we give it. While I was sick, I had time to think. I thought about the young boy, the old man, the sad woman. I thought about all the people I met. Each person taught me something. Each moment helped me grow. I realized that my purpose was not just one thing. It was many things shared across many days. It was in giving, in listening, in caring, and in letting others care for me too. After I got better, I went back to my daily life. I felt stronger, not just in body, but also in heart. I worked with more love and more joy. I did not need to search anymore. I was no longer asking, why am I here? I was living the answer each day. And that answer felt true and real. It was not a big secret. It was something simple and beautiful. Now, when I sit on that hill again, I don't feel lost. I feel full of peace. I look at the sky and smile. I think of all the people I have met. I think of how every act of kindness becomes a part of something bigger. I no longer wait for big changes. I focus on small good things because I know now they're what build a full and meaningful life. And if someone asks me what is your purpose, I will not give a long answer. I will say to live with love, to help others, to make someone smile, to be kind even on quiet days. That is enough. That is everything. Because at the end of the day, a kind life is a life with true purpose. Years went by, and I became a man with more stories, more memories, and more lessons. I was not rich, and I did not become famous, but I had something more important, peace in my heart. I lived a life where I helped when I could, and listened when someone needed a friend. That kind of life gave me meaning. It gave me joy even on hard days. I did not need more than that. One day, a girl from my village came to me. She was young and full of questions. She asked, "How do I find my purpose?" I looked at her and smiled. Her eyes were full of hope. I remembered myself at that age. I told her you don't have to rush. Just live with kindness, help others, do what makes you feel alive. Your purpose will find you. She thanked me and left with a smile. After that day, more people started coming to me for advice. I was not a teacher or a leader. I was just someone who lived with love, but I listened and that was enough. I saw that many people felt lost, just like I did once. They were looking for big answers, but I told them the same thing I learned. Purpose is in the small things we do with a big heart. There was a young man who wanted to leave the village. He said he wanted to be important, to be known. I sat with him and said, you don't need to be known by many. Just be known by a few for your kindness. That is more powerful. He thought about my words, and after some time he stayed. He became a helper in the village. He worked hard and made others smile. I started writing down my thoughts in a small book. I wrote about the people I met, the things I learned, and the way I felt. That book was not for the world. It was for me to remember my journey. When I read it, I feel proud. Not because I did something big, but because I stayed true to my heart. That is what makes a life beautiful. One night, I looked at the sky again. The stars were bright, just like before. I thought about all the people who came and went in my life. Some stayed, some left, but each one gave me something. A lesson, a smile, a memory. I felt thankful. I felt like every moment had a reason. Even the sad ones helped me grow into the person I became. Now I sometimes speak to the young people in the village. I tell them to do not fear the question. Do not fear the quiet. Let the days teach you. Let your heart lead you. They listen with care. Some understand right away, others take time. but I know that one day they will find their way, just like I did. Everyone moves at their own pace, and when I walk through the village, I see the changes. People helping each other, smiling more, talking with love. I don't say it out loud, but I know I played a small part in that. Not because I was perfect, but because I cared. And in the end, I believe that is the true purpose we all share. To care, to give, and to love. Now I am an old man. My hair is white and my back is not straight. I walk slowly through the same village where I grew up. People know me. They smile and wave. Some call me wise, but I only see myself as someone who lived with heart. I no longer chase dreams. I enjoy quiet days, soft winds, and the sound of birds in the morning. Life is slower now, but still full of beauty. Children sometimes gather around me. They sit on the ground and ask questions. I tell them stories from my past, how I felt lost, how I searched, and how I found peace in small things. They listen closely, their eyes wide with wonder. I see hope in their faces. I see light, and I feel proud. Not of what I did, but of what I learned. I give them simple advice. Live kindly, listen deeply, and stay true. I once thought purpose was something big. I thought it was a job, a title, or a goal, but now I know the truth. Purpose is not far away. It is in the way we treat others. It is in every act of love, every kind word, every quiet moment. It is found in helping someone, in forgiving, in understanding. Purpose is not about doing more. It is about being more open, more gentle, more present as I look back. I have no regrets. Even the hard days were important. They helped shape my heart. I am thankful for all the people I met, the ones I helped, and the ones who helped me. My story is simple, but it is mine, and if it helps even one person find peace, then it was worth it. We are all here for a reason, and sometimes that reason is simply to love. I hope this session was helpful. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more English stories. Take care, everyone.